What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to A Different Perspective. Now, one of my viewers sent me a video. She was like, hey, I love your content on both channels. I got a video that I think would be really awesome for a reaction for a different perspective, and I would love to hear your take on it. I watched the video in its entirety, and man, do I have a lot to say. So we're about to dive into it, y'all. This is Anthony O'Neal having something to say in regards to something that he heard Kevin Samuels say. Now, I'm not going to play the little small portion that Kevin Samuels talked about in this video. I'll tell you what he said, and then we'll play the rest of what Anthony O'Neal has to say here. So yeah, let's dive into it. First thing Kevin Samuels said is to dominate on your wallet, meaning get your bag up. It's like any woman you choose to deal with, her money means nothing. You as a man pay for everything. And then he proceeds with saying it keeps her in her feminine. Now, Anthony O'Neal has something to say in regards to that. Is he right or is he wrong? Let's listen in, and then I'm gonna give you guys my 2 cents on this. Let's go.
Something to say. So Kevin Samuels believes that a man should pay for every single thing when it comes to relationships. And Queens, I think y'all gonna be a little upset with me with my response. Because I respectfully, I see a portion of what he's saying, but then the other portion I do not and cannot support.
Okay.
And here's why. A recent study just came out actually over the weekend that the average person makes $42,000 a year.
Yep.
But we want to sit here and say that you're not a man if you cannot pay for every single thing. We want to sit here and stress the fact.
Pause real quick. Let me just say, how much money you got in your pocket doesn't determine whether or rather not you're a man. There's a video where I talked about this, but unfortunately that video got taken down.
And teach our men to go get the bag, go get the money so you can get her. So you can take her out on a date and pay for everything. So you can take her to the restaurant, so you can take her to the store, so you can take her on this trip, and the man pays for everything, but he doesn't have a solid foundation. What kind of foolishness is this?
Right.
Now, don't get me twisted. Don't get me twisted, you guys. I am not saying that a man should not work. I am not saying that a man should not be budgeting. A man should not be, he shouldn't have a vision. No, I am definitely agreeing with that a man should be financially stable and he should be able to provide for himself. But if we meet a school teacher, if we meet accountants, if we meet people who make $40,000 and they cannot take you to the Ruth Chris Steakhouse every time you go out and pay for it every time. Right. They can't take you on a trip and sit here and pay for all this. That is not a brother who is not a man.
Right.
That is not the case at all. A man should not be held to the standards of, if you're not a man, if you are a man, you should be paying for everything. Can't happen. Can't happen. Can't happen, you guys. It just can't happen.
Think about it realistically. If we got any women watching this, he couldn't be more right. It cannot happen because the studies are out. I mean, we as people that is living in the Western society, we know that the average person is not making 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures a year, or period. That's not the average person. Any store that you walk into, the clerks that are working there, the attendants, whoever works there, what is the average pay for them? 30 to 40, 50K a year, right? That's most people. So when it comes to men, are we gonna say those men are not men because they can't afford to wine and dine you with expensive trips and expensive restaurants and stuff? It doesn't work that way. I mean, times we live in.
And it shouldn't have to be the case for all men. Now, don't get it twisted. I do believe that men should be providers.
All right.
I do believe when it comes to the men, you should be a provider, you should be a priest, and you should be the protector of your home.
Okay.
I do.
Sure.
One of the things that I'm always teaching men, especially on this channel, go get the bag. so you can build a foundation for your family. Go get the bag so you can start building generational wealth for your kids. Go get the bag so when you come home, you're contributing to the vision and to the goals of your family. Don't get the bag just so you can go impress her. Let me tell you, man, I'm blessed and privileged to have 4 loving parents. Blessed and privileged. On one side of my family, my mom makes more money than my father. But my mom still respects my father as the head of the home. My mom still respects my father as the man of the house. My mom still respects that man. She still respects my father. So, young man, if you're watching this video and you feel less than a man because you heard Kevin Samuel say, you need to be able to provide and pay for everything. If you are a man of character, if you are a man of integrity, if you are a man who's willing to put in the work and do what you got to do to provide for you and for your family, if you are a man of faith who is striving to be more like Christ, and if you are a man that is actually working and actually have a vision for your life and where you're going and what you want to do, and you actually got a career, young man or man, you are a solid man.
Yes.
If you can't pay for everything, you are still a solid man.
That's it.
And young ladies watching this, if you're looking for a man to pay for every single thing when y'all go out, listen, man, your options are low.
Facts. Y'all, he's going to say a lot of the stuff that I want to say, but I have so much more to add to this conversation. So let's continue.
Your options are not going to be that high because the average man is not going to make over $100,000 a year. But let me tell you a little secret. Let me hip you up to the game. Don't look at a man for what he's making. Look at a man for what is his mindset.
That's it. That's the most important part. Watch.
How is he using the resources that God has given him? Because let me tell you, man, we did a recent study here at Ramsey Solutions, and we noticed that out of all the millionaires that we studied, a large portion of them were school teachers and accountants, making on average in between $40,000 to $60,000 a year. These are school teachers and accountants that when they became millionaires, they never made above 6 figures, but they invested wisely. They had the mindset of millionaires.
Let me pause it right there because I have something I want to add to that. Let me show you how it works. Okay? So I'm going to tell you a quick little story. I was in high school, right? And my teacher had a teacher named Mr. Smiley. Mr. Smiley had brought in one of his friends. His friend was a millionaire. If you know Coach Red Pill, he looked like Coach Red Pill, but with a ponytail. Looked just like him, talked like him, act like him. I think there was even the same nationality. This guy came in. He was a college professor, and this dude was a millionaire. He didn't become a millionaire being a college professor. He became a millionaire investing in real estate and investing in the stock market. He was an investor. He was a little bit up in age. I know he was over the age of 50 or 60, but he instilled some wisdom in us in that classroom that day. He was like, I'm going to tell you right now, college is not for everyone. He was like, college will fail a lot of you, and college will hurt a lot of you. It's all about knowing how to invest and budget your money. He's like, you don't have to make $1 million or $100,000 in order to make it down the line. I got a friend right now, Asian guy, a bit older. Him and I talk when it comes to investing and finances and stuff. He's seeing the position that I am as an earner, and then he's looking at the position that he is currently in as an earner. He's like, okay, for me, being an older Asian man, I'm playing the long game. I make $45,000 a year, but if I budget my money wisely and invest in this, and that, I will be a millionaire by this age. This man is so smart with his money that even the toys, the things that he wants to just splurge on for fun, are investments. This man showed me this nice watch that he purchased that if he were to sell it in a few years will earn him more money than he spent on it today. His book bag that he got, his mopeds and scooters, his several cars that he owned, his several properties, houses that he have. He has never made more than $45,000 a year, but he is doing right with his money. And unfortunately too, I don't think he's ever really been in a relationship. He even told me that it's a strong possibility that he will never be in a relationship, and that he kind of set up some type of arrangement with a young lady that he will buy her things here and there if she take care of him as he gets up in age, as he climbs in age. It is sad. It's sad. No woman was willing to take him on as a average guy, an average earner who is doing very well with his money. He has hundreds of thousands of dollars that is invested money, but he doesn't make more than about $45,000 a year. A lot of these women don't understand how this whole money game work. But I'm gonna make another video talking more about that, going more in depth.
So don't get it twisted. Just because the brother can't take you to Ruth Chris Steakhouse and pay for it all the time, just because the brother can't sit here and do all this stuff, doesn't mean he ain't a man. Because a man thinks about the future, not just how he can oppress you today. Right. A man thinks about, I'm about to get upset. A man thinks about, how do I provide for my family? How do I set my kids up to win? How do I make sure that my grandkids know my last name when I'm not here?
That's it. Men focus on building legacies. Men, we're talking about men. Not every guy that has a lot of money is using his mind correctly in regards to his finances, in regards to what it is that he wants out of life. Talking building future, building a future.
That's a man. A man ain't thinking about how to impress you today on the first date. What? No, he's thinking about, okay, cool. On this first date, I'm going to show you I'm a good steward of my money. I'm not taking you to go spend no $300, $500 on the first date. I don't even know who you are.
Right. Who are you? You want me to spend $300 on you on this first date? I don't even know your last name, child.
Do all this for you, and then I can't do this for my kids and can't do this stuff for my wife. Nah, a man, I'm thinking about, okay, cool. How do I set myself up to when I get married, I give my wife her dream ring. When I get married, I give my wife her dream wedding. When I get married, I can take my kids when they're 10, 12 years old to Israel and then show them the Bible in 3D. Show them where Jesus Christ walked. When I get married, I can do things with my family that I couldn't do with my family growing up. That's what a man is thinking about. And man is thinking about, yo, how do I set myself up when I'm single? How do I set myself up with my growth stock mutual funds? How do I set myself up with my 401k so that way I can retire at 55?
I'm telling you, that's stuff that I'm thinking about right now. My Asian buddy I was telling y'all about, he coming over here at the end of the month so he can help me figure out how to set up my mutual funds, my IRAs, all this stuff so that I can do it and invest long run, long term.
60 years old and take my wife on vacations when our kids are out of the house. How do I set my kids up to where they can go to college? Not how do I impress her? What? No, man. This is why I do what I do. I want to make sure that our men can provide. I want to make sure that our men are debt free, that they are building true and lasting wealth. I would love to see every man and their incomes are getting to the point to where, hey, they are the number one income earner. But if you're the woman and you're the number one income earner, like my mama, that is okay.
Yeah.
That is okay. At the end of the day.
See, look, let me add to that too. Why is that okay? Because things have changed. I once heard somebody say, it was a philosopher. He said this, I think, back in the 1950s. And he was like, the ignorant man or woman of the 21st century will not be the one that can't read and write, but will be the one that can't learn, unlearn, and then relearn again. Meaning you have to be adaptable. Times have changed. Times have changed for all of us. So we have to adapt in that manner. If women are putting themselves in the position to be earners, to be high earners, then okay, that is something that we have to adapt to. Some men that are up above the hierarchy ladder of success, all right, the women that obtain those men, congratulations. You did it. You're one of the lucky few. It's always been that way. It will have to always be that way. You're one of the lucky few. For the rest of these women and guys, learn how to work together. Learn how to make your resources work for you and your family. People have been doing that. People are still doing that. Bringing their resources together. It's not a bad thing. Wow.
What is working best for you and your family? What is the vision for you and your family? And ladies, if you're looking at a man and you're saying this is a good man because he can pay for everything, I know a lot of men who can pay for everything, but they're horrible husbands. They are horrible men. They treat you like crap.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of good men.
And you know the ignorant women, what they will say? I would rather cry in the Benz than to cry in the Honda. I would rather cry in the Maybach than to cry in the Toyota. That's what those women are saying. Those women that are accepting being with those type of men. That don't sound like the priorities are together, does it? You can be mad at me all you want with a few ladies that's watching this. What's more important? Being treated right or being treated like crap? Let go of the monetary things and focus on what's really needed. Or else be single.
Who are school teachers, who are welders, who are police officers, who are firefighters, who are small business owners, who make $50,000 a year, and they can't take you everywhere and pay for everything, but they're solid men. They love God. They have integrity. They have character. They have a hard work ethic. They want to set their kids up to win. They want to see you flourish in the spaces that you want to flourish.
All right, let me say something about that real quick. He's talking about the good men, like a lot of you guys that are watching right now, that are earning enough money to take care of yourself, right? You got your own car, you got your own place, you got your job, it's paying you $50,000, $60,000 a year, $40,000 a year, if that. He's talking about those men and how those men can easily be suitable candidates for any woman out there who also has a good head on her shoulder. I'm surprised that Kevin Samuels said the things that he said in the beginning of this video, because from my understanding, when he be having these conversations with these women, trying to vet them, trying to find out why it is that these ladies think that they deserve such a caliber of men, from my understanding, it was like he was rooting for the underdog. He was rooting for the average man. He was like, hey, this guy over here is more than enough. He has everything that you really need. That other stuff you're talking about is stuff that you just want. This guy got everything you need. So I'm surprised, that Kevin Samuels was saying every man needs to become a 6-figure, 7-figure earner. Every man needs to get to the bag. I was surprised that he said that.
And no, they can't take you all over the place and buy you your dream cars right now. But as long as a man got a vision, and as long as he's asking God to use him and give him the resources to fulfill what God wants him to do, I promise you, a guy who's making $50,000 today, a guy who's making $40,000 today can be and will be making 6 figures tomorrow. Don't miss out on a brother.
That's exactly how it happens too. That's exactly how it happens. It's like they want the guys once the guys are made. It used to be that, let me get with him while he's on his grind, on his come up. You know what I'm saying? Men used to look for women like, dang man, if I find me a woman now, shoo, she gonna be a solid one because she held me down while I was on my grind, on my mission. Now these women want the guys to already be there. They want them to already be rich and successful. Dang, man, that ain't right.
Because his income is not high today. Because I know a lot of brothers who make a lot of money, who make 7 figures, but they're horrible individuals. They got character flaws. They don't care about ladies and our queens.
And that's the thing too. I was trying to get a friend of mine to understand. I was like, look, you're so focused on getting a man that earns 6-7 figures when For one, the percentage of those men that are available to you is very small. And for two, what's the percentage of those men that are actually quality men that will do right by you? Wow.
And a lot of good men are being passed up because they do have a vision.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving on this, man. I'm gonna leave it right here. There's this whole saying, you shouldn't date potential, and I agree. But you should date the fruit of their labor. If you see a young man and he's out there working, you see a young man that said, I have a business plan, and he's working that business. Look at the fruit. Do you see fruit of his work? Do you see fruit of his words? Do you see fruit of his labor?
That's right.
I want to get out of debt. Do you see him paying off debt? I want to build a business. Do you see him building a business?
That's right.
I want this. Do you see the fruit? Do you see the evidence of what he's saying? If you see that, get that, brother.
That's right. It has me thinking about all the times women have passed up on me because I told them, yo, I don't want to keep on working at this job. I want to be entrepreneur. I want to be self-made. And they walked away when I was actively putting in the work. I bet they shooting themselves in the foot now.
And brothers, let me put it like this to you, because it's not just for the ladies. Stop talking and be about it.
That's it. End of story.
Stop talking and be about it.
End of story.
Go get the bag, but get the bag for the right reasons. Get the bag for you. Get the bag for your future family. Get the bag so you can be a generous brother. Get the bag so you can help and serve and make someone else mad. Get the bag for you. And when you get the bag,
that part that he talked about, so that you can help and serve, I'm gonna make a video on that when I hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel. I talked about it once before, but I want to talk about it again. I want to put more emphasis on that, on the importance of serving.
For you, and create a solid foundation for you and for your future family. The wife will come. The wife will come. But don't go out there and get the bag so you can impress her.
Nope.
Nah, man. When you get the bag and you're taking care of yourself, you're providing for yourself, you're eliminating your debt, you're starting to build wealth, you're making some solid investments, you're making moves where you're showing your future wife that you were already preparing for her before you even met her, your wife is going to come. That's
exactly it. That is exactly it. And y'all have heard me say it for years on this channel and on my main channel. Y'all have heard me say it for years. I work so hard so that I can become the man that I am today, and the one that I'm trying to become even more so in the future, for the family that I want. For me. I'm telling you.
Listen to this rhetoric out here. This is some bunch of bull crap. I want to say something else, but I know my team's going to edit it out. That's what I really want to say. But listen, keep rocking with me. I'm going to show you how to make six figures. I'm going
to have the link to this man's channel down in the description box below. I've been seeing some of his content for a couple of years now, man. He be onto something. He really be onto something. Like I said, you guys, I want to show y'all two of the comments from his video over here on Instagram. The second and third comment, I don't want to go no further than this. This first one here says, hold on, let me see if I can say, all right. When my husband and I were dating, we would take turns paying for dates. It gave us each a break from spending our money and more time to budget for the next date. That helped us once we got married and combined everything. You're doing a woman a huge disservice paying for everything. What does she mean by that? We'll talk a little bit about that after I finish reading this. Being a queen is knowing your responsibilities and taking ownership of it. That includes finances and healthy spending as well. It does. She couldn't have been more right. But that part right there where she said, you're doing a woman a huge disservice by paying for everything. It's just like spoiling a child. One of the worst things you could possibly do is spoil a child. What you should be doing is teaching them how to get for themselves. How to earn and deserve what it is that they want out of life. That's the best thing that you can do for them. I'm a prime example of what it looked like to be spoiled and how it hurt me in the long run. It's the same thing. You spoil your woman, you're doing a huge disservice by her. Teach her how to get the bag too. Teach her how to be more independent. All right, look at this second comment. Y'all, let's check out this second message here. Woo, woo. Okay, a husband should pay for all the household expenses. Husband is to provide and protect. That is also emotional, mental, and physical protection. All needs of the house. Wants is something else. A Birkin bag is a want, not a need. Wow. Nowhere in there did she say what she as a woman provides the relationship. You see the difference between that comment and this one? This right here was unity. This right here is the average man and woman coming together to bring their resources together for the betterment of themselves. If enough women would allow this to happen, then they will find themselves being in a position to where they have a man that cares about them, and they're no longer being out here bitter and being mad and upset that they don't have anyone. Come together, unite with your resources. Why do women gotta be so selfish? I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Just like this here. Maybe your man does not have a problem taking care of the household expenses. Because I don't. Back when I was making $40,000 a year in my last job, I had the 50-50 mindset. Because to me, that was what was fair. I was an average man. I was an average earner. But now that I'm in the position to be able to take care of the household solely by myself, I will do that because I know I'm a provider male. But it's not fair that a woman would rather wait for me to be in the position that I'm in now than to be with me when I was where I was before. Dang, really? Guess what? Those women don't get my time of day now. Sorry, not sorry. You did it to yourself. There's a reason why this comment has more likes and less comments, replies, than this one that has less like and more replies. She's part of the problem. She is part of the problem. And y'all, if y'all see these comments, don't go over there to these women saying nothing to them. Leave them alone. See, when you heard him talk about that part where he was saying all the things that he or men should be doing to put in the work to become, the grind, the hustle that a guy has to go through to become the man that he needs to be a man with integrity, be a successful man, all the things that he said, when all a woman really has to do is be. All she has to do is be. Be kind, be gentle, be respectful, be patient, be courteous, be a nurturer, be supportive. All she has to do is just be, right? All the things that we really require from women don't cost nothing. It's free. It's literally just being the most decent person you can possibly be for yourself, for the ones around you, and for your man. But for men, we have to be those things and more. But man, that's it. That's all I want to talk about for today. Y'all know what time it is. Like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the original will be down in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure you follow your boy on the gram and Twitter at Artofkickz. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. See ya.